What's up, you guys? Saj the Boss here, and today I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusives Thanos. This figure, I think it came out in 2018. I'm pretty unfamiliar when this figure was released by Hasbro, but this is an older figure right here that I'm going to take a look at. I look on eBay, so it's about $30, so relatively how much I paid for him, so I can still take him out of the packaging, so which is good. So this is the Marvel Legends Thanos right here. Let's take a look at the packaging, and I just love the Mad Titan, so I finally got a Thanos for this. Okay, guys, so on the top right here, got this beautiful Findy Gauntlet spot varnishing right here. You see it with all Marvel Legends figures, so you can see that beautiful spot varnishing. It has this beautiful packaging of Thanos in there. This is Walmart exclusive. First time I've ever seen that sticker on a figure, so it's kind of cool to see that. It says Thanos, another beautiful portrait of Thanos, another picture of Thanos on the side, Marvel Legends, Thanos. It says armed for war, Thanos wields the Infinity Gauntlet and pilots to take over the galaxy, takes over the whole galaxy. Which pretty much sums them up, and I'm just hoping that Hasbro will give us a Lady Death. Eventually get some legalese, Hasbro. 2017. This is a 2017 action figure. So this is probably relatively when I start new to collecting. So at the time, so I started 2016, 2017 when I started collecting officially Marvel Legends action. So it was a little bit of a nostalgic time capsule, if you will. Okay, so with all that being said, let's crack open the Mad Titan himself. Sorry to inbox collectors, this is going to the recycling bin. Sorry. Here is the Mad Titan himself. This figure is actually heavy because I was carrying around the convention center, and whenever time I picked up the bag felt like a 2-pound weight. But this is Thanos right here. It looks amazing. It's like about the size of a Build-A-Figure. He's ginormous, guys. I wasn't expecting how big this guy was actually going to be. We got this nice like Twilight Galaxy kind of thing on the background because, like I mentioned, I want to. It's called GalaxyCon, but it just has this beautiful background right here, looking really cool. Okay, so let's crack open the Mad Titan. Okay, so here is our 2017 regular Thanos, comic book Thanos. He looks really big. Before we take a closer look at that action figure, at the actual figure, we're going to take a look at his accessories. For exclusive at this time, I probably think this is like $20 at the time. That's relatively the price of exclusives and stuff from the era of 2017. But there of 2022, it's actually it's a $30 difference, $10 difference, I think. But looking at the head sculpt right here, this is his first head sculpt. This is a relaxed face. I just love the grape purple face to him. It's this beautiful head sculpt, and he just looks really nice. And I don't know, he just has a really nice tone to him. Kind of reminds me of the Los Angeles Rams helmet. And he's just really iconic. He just looking at him looks like a great comic book adaptation. And for the time period, this figure is really good looking, honestly. Looking really good. I love the shining tones all over the head, which is pretty cool. If you're like me, when you open up this figure, I know a lot of people have the figure, but right here, this is the actual open hand for the Infinity Gauntlet, which I probably won't demonstrate. I might demonstrate. This is actually for the left hand, so you can have the open hand if you wanted to on the other side. But it comes with an extra little gauntlet thing, so if you wanted to, you can have that. Personally, my preference is to have just the regular Infinity Gauntlet hand and the fisted hand, because I look for all my figures, like I have a fisted hand and then I like have an open hand. So it kind of demonstrates you can hit and punch type of motion, if you will, like hit and punch, you know. Like hit and then punch, you know, type of thing. You know what I mean. Okay, guys, taking a closer look at our Mad Titan. Taking a closer look at our Thanos right here. He just has this really menacing grin on his face. This is a killer head sculpt by Hasbro, even though I've seen it a lot better with this Captain America. I know the painting has been much better these days, but this is probably really good for the time. It's 2017 Thanos. It's almost like a time capsule, to be honest, but he just looks really cool. I love the blue eyes, and just love to have Thanos on the shelf. And he just has a beautiful, head sculpt. So I love the head right there. They got this beautiful overlay, which I think you could probably take off on the figure, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but this is very comic book accurate, which I like. And then I have this nice a nice overlay of this gold like harness kind of thing on our Thanos. He just looks really magnificent, and I don't know, it looks really cool. And then on the arms, you got this beautiful sculpted thing. I'm not really sure I'm a fan of it, but it's really nice they added this like silver kind of like armor shading thing, and the whole thing almost looks like a Jolly Rancher blue, almost like Apocalypse fingers as well. And it's more of like the cybernetic parts. They're kind of like on the bottom of the figure, which is interesting. And he has like solid boots. So, and then taking a look at the Infinity Gauntlet itself, we got all the Infinity Stones on there. I don't know the comic order, but I know the regular order. You have Space, Mind, Soul Stone, Reality Stone, you know, the Galaxy Stone, you know, all the Tesseract. It looks really cool. He's very loose. Like, he's like very loose. If you listen to him, it's like wretchedy. So be mindful if you bought this figure, like I mentioned. So right here, you got this really nice spinal cord on the figure. It's like this big gold spinal cord on our Thanos. I know it looks really different and very unique. I just haven't seen anything like this on an action figure before. So it looks really cool. Just really good sensory on it, to be honest. There's all pins on it. Like you can see right here, it's not pinless. There's pins in it, but these are kind of pinless, if you will, the boots. So yeah, there's also pickles in the bottom of the feet. I just love the metallics. The metallics on the figure are just incredible. Okay guys, for our articulation of our Mad Titan, this is what Thanos' articulation is all about. So his arms can move up this much, guys. I love the range on these arms. I can move them down like this. He has single jointed elbow. Come on, Hasbro. Single jointed elbow on Thanos. I understand why, but double jointed, please. Come on. Single jointed elbow, which is really annoying for our Infinity Gauntlet hand. The same thing on this side too, double jointed, which is stupid. We have some butterfly joints on the figure. This is kind of loose, to be honest. It actually ports on somewhere, I think. I don't know, but this is very loose, but his arms can move up this much. So he has ab crunch forward. It's really ratchety. Ab crunch back. I don't want to break it, so be really careful. We can move side to side this much, so I just don't want to move too much about this figure. His legs are very tight, but you can get them separated about this much, guys. This much. He has double jointed knees. Single jointed knee. I think it's double jointed knees. He has a beautiful ankle pivot as well. Okay guys, I'm going to demonstrate how to add the other head. I'm really sketched out to do it. It's super tight. Oh, it comes off like butter. It's like butter. This overlay is actually plugged in, so you actually take off the overlay if you wanted to, which I just did to demonstrate it, but you just port it back on. That's probably why it's so loose, because the ports are kind of broken. Just make sure it's ported on the figure properly. And we have the other head sculpted just the same way. Yeah, it's really easy to port on. And there is the other head sculpt. I personally like the smile. The smile's kind of cool. So, I don't know, I like them both equally, but I think the smile is where it's at for Thanos. I mean, you can't go wrong with this head sculpt, but it makes him kind of like short. You know, it almost looks like Thanos' Lord Farquaad. Thanos Farquaad, ladies and gentlemen. Put that in the chat. Spam the chat with that. Thanos Farquaad, ladies and gentlemen. Does not look too bad if you have like the head tilted. So there you have it. There's the Mad Titan in this snapping pose. It's kind of stupid. This original Thanos does not have like the snapping hand. I know the King Thanos variant does have that, so I might get that eventually to make up for this one. But this one is probably the most accurate comic one, though. About Hasbro, though. It's still a really good Thanos. And here is our Thanos next to our Captain America from 20 Years of Toy Biz and our Iron Man AI. And these guys look really cool. Compared to like a dated figure, this thing looks actually pretty good compared to like the other better figures that Hasbro's released. And this one's a lot of fun still. Like, this is a figure is a lot of fun, but it compares to really cool with all sorts of them. So I'm really glad I got a Thanos for the shelf. Okay, guys. So, all in all, this Thanos figure I have, he's a lot of fun. He's a really nice time capsule of a figure, but he's just a blast to put in hand. For the time of 2017, it's probably one of the best figures they produced at the time. But this is such a fun character. I just love Thanos. This is a really good representation of Thanos. And he just really fits in with the rest of your Avengers and the other weird characters. And he's just a really good pickup, and he's just a really shiny character. So he's a really good figure overall. But my major gripes with about the figure, his articulation is very tight, and he doesn't have the best articulation compared to like double joint elbows, double joint knees. He doesn't really have it. But the King Thanos uses the body mold from the Apocalypse build for Apocalypse that was released a couple years ago. But he just looks really cool. I'm glad to have him on the shelf. It's about the correct comic book size for the character, and I wish it comes with a little bit more accessories, like a snapping hand or something, for our Thanos. So yeah, so all in all, this figure out of a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a solid 8 out of 10 just sculpt-wise. Overall, action figure-wise, he's probably a solid 5. But overall, as like an actual thing, as a whole thing, as an action figure, I'd probably rate him probably a solid 7 out of 10. So a solid 7.5. Solid 7.5 for our Thanos Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends figure. He's a really fun figure, but I just don't recommend. I just don't recommend you guys like. I know you guys would probably want to hunt this. I recommend you guys hunting the figure. It doesn't have it for the collection. It's probably one of those figures you just want to have like a one stationary pose on your shelf. With the other characters, kind of like almost like looks like he's overpowering and ready for battle. But you just be mindful of the loose parts and the ratchet joints. Other than that, he's probably solid 7.5. So thank you guys for watching, and please leave a like, leave a comment. And what do you guys think about the Marvel Legends Thanos figure? I think he's a lot of fun. I don't know. I just think it's a lot of fun. A really cool character indeed.